name's Kathy Dyball. I'm Head of Marketing for Caterer.com, and this is one of our Caterer.com catch-ups. Today, I'm delighted to be catching up with Adele and Jo from Umbrella Training, and we'll be talking all things hospitality, apprenticeships, and around some of the amazing initiatives that they've put together through the crisis and are planning for the future. So, good morning, Jo. Good morning, Adele. How are you?
Morning. Good, thank you.
Very good,
Good.
thank you.
Good to hear it. Okay, so let's kick off. Adele, come on, tell us a little bit about Umbrella Training. Who are you? What do you do? What do you stand for?
Yeah, sure. So we're a leading and national apprenticeship training provider. We specialise in the hospitality sector. We have an amazing team of 24 hospitality experts, and we support people with their people strategies. So kind of like from the start, from the recruitment of their apprentices, right to the upskilling through to their senior teams. And we offer a far-reaching range of apprenticeships, so right from that level 2 all the way up to a level 5, and soon to be a level 6 and level 7 with the University of Surrey. What we stand for meaningful apprenticeship programs, programs that are done with you, not to you, and that give you a real desired return of investment that your business actually needs. So in a nutshell, we're kind of like your extended training departments.
Excellent. I love that. Extended training.
I think we like to see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was just going to say, I think what's really important to us is to be seen as that consultant to hospitality industry rather than an apprenticeship provider that brings a package to you and says this is what you have to do. The idea is that, you know, sometimes we'll walk into a hotel or a hotel group and assess their needs and talk to them and realize that actually apprenticeships are not the best mode, and it's very rare that that's the case, but it could be that there's other ways to support their strategic development and strategic development of the teams. So I think, you know, for us what's really important is supporting our business partners and collaborating with them in the best possible manner, and that is usually finding what's going to come out as the most strategic choice that they could make, and then sort of supporting them with tools to make those decisions.
You talk about support there, obviously, for your business partners, but your apprentices are a huge cohort who you need to give support to, and goes without saying, with COVID-19 has had a huge impact on everyone, but how has it impacted your apprenticeships specifically?
It's been huge. It's you know, imagine being in a position where we have 400 apprentices and over 50 business partners that actively work with us and have either, you know, huge cohorts of over 70 people on different programs, or, you know, small 2-3 apprentices in a cohort, and, you know, being told on Thursday that by Monday all of this needs to change. We had a huge decision to make, and we have made a decision with apprentices in mind. We made a decision that we're not, you know, we're going to be there for them, and we're going to find a way that is not only you know, as good as before, but maybe takes that extra step. So what we've done is literally over the weekend we have moved 400 apprentices from face-to-face delivery to online delivery. So we have kept every commitment that we had in the terms of their diarised activities, but also on top of that, we have created an online calendar of training for every standard that runs twice a day, and we have opened it up to the whole of hospitality, all of our business partners, including people who are not on apprenticeship. So we've had hot cross buns on the weekend of the Easter. We had with our culinary experts. We've had, you know, motivation workshop for our level 4 learners, and talking about it in you know, with contextual information for COVID-19 and how you deal with it at this point in time. And this calendar is going to run now for next 3 months and until hospitality is back in the hotels. And that has been absolutely, you know, amazing. It was amazing to teach on those because, you know, first and foremost, I'm a trainer. So you know, for me, it was such a buzz to be part of this, because it just brought to people something that they didn't have. And that's, I suppose, that sense of community. So what we did to support our apprentices and the impact that this had on them, some of them were on furlough. Most of them were on furlough. They were really struggling with, finding their footing in the new world. There was a lot of mental health, well-being challenges. I suppose there was a lot of uncertainty for them, and that uncertainty resulted in them asking a lot of questions to our trainers, to the learning and development managers and us, and we decided that our job in all of this is not only to support them through their standards, but to support them through this difficult period. For some of them, we were the only people that they were talking to that were related to hospitality, because obviously businesses had to be quite careful about how much contact they had until the guidance came through as to what you can and cannot do when people are on furlough. So yeah. A lot of impact, a lot of worries about career development and things like that people have brought to us and that we've seen. So, there's people talk about impact and financial impact, but I think this has had a huge impact on people's confidence levels and their thoughts about what do they do with their future.
Yeah, and confidence is so important for the future. I think as we open up, anyone who's working in a hospitality establishment needs to have confidence and instill confidence in customers. So you're right, it has been a shaky time. You mentioned hot cross buns. That seems like an age ago that it was Easter. We've been at this quite a while and you've been doing an enormous amount to support. So fantastic. And, I'm sure that your apprentices have gained so much from it. So Adele, tell me a little bit more about the initiatives that you have launched, because as part of all this support, you've launched some pretty impressive initiatives as well.
Yeah, we have. First and foremost, in terms of this transitioning piece, we've had to be quite innovative with how we've worked, and this brilliant lady and her team, Jo, and her team have actually developed this whole online platform. And my housekeeping background meant that obviously with a COVID-19 and viral infections and bacterial infections and everything that's going on, it meant we've had to devise new clinical cleanliness modules. I can never say that without sounding too tipsy. But for our apprenticeship programs, we felt that this was the right thing to do with infection control and prevention awards. So we've looked at various off-the-shelf packages, but what we decided to do was work with a group of experts and develop a COVID-19 suite of clinical cleanliness modules, which are now available to all our apprentices. And then we've also gone a step further with looking at that for the audit side, so that for a supervisor in the hospitality sector as well. So that's the first initiative. We're also working with the United Kingdom Housekeeping Association for a COVID secure cleaning toolkit. And this toolkit basically will be available on the UKHA website. It will be downloadable. And this is an initiative that has been designed by housekeepers for housekeepers. So we've managed to get some housekeepers from very large 5-star hotels to little B&Bs. So there's this sharing of best practice across all types of hospitality businesses, and with a real focus with the UKHA on how we can make sure that the toolkit is relevant to each size business and every organisation. And that's been really exciting, and we launched that on the 22nd of June. And at the back end of that, we're also going to have a series of webinars, and these webinars basically will have housekeepers talking to housekeepers about how they position themselves. So we launch on the 22nd of June. The next webinar will be after the opening, the official opening of hospitality, and that's where we expect a lot of questions to be coming from the wider community of hospitality, and they'll have the opportunity to talk to Lorraine Dale, who's the chair, but also us as a training provider, and they'll be talking to housekeepers, and there'll be lots of sharing best practice. We really find that collaboration and that kind of thing has really supported the sector, and we're really proud to be connected with the UKHA for this particular initiative. But going forward and planning forward, we're always a year and a half ahead at Umbrella. And we're planning obviously for the future. And on Friday we were working with Skills London for 2020, which was supposed to be the biggest and best skills event, whereas obviously now that's been postponed until 2021. So we are doing some initiatives with Skills London and London First, and wider regional initiatives as well in the southwest and in the north, on kind of like signposting young people to hospitality, so keeping that spirit alive. But in 2021, the Skills London agenda is going to be the biggest hospitality space. So we're creating a hospitality world where we're hoping that all of those kids, when they come into Excel in London, that they're going to be excited by kind of how brilliant the sector is, and hopefully the scars of COVID-19 would have gone by that time, because it's November next year. So we're really excited about how innovative that staging will be, because it will be based on gamification and artificial intelligence. What we've got to remember for Skills London, we're going to be up against other sectors that are a bit more interesting to a younger person, a bit more exciting. So what we want to do with the business partners is really get them excited using these technologies that are available to young people, and getting them excited in the same way about hospitality. There's so many initiatives I could go on, but the other one is obviously when we start getting the real sense of what the redundancy picture looks like for apprentices, and with the new extended furlough scheme, we think this is going to be, coming to us at a later date than the 4th of July. What we're hoping with is to set up an exchange service with some of our business partners, and that would be called the Umbrella Exchange Services. So the apprentices can finish their apprenticeships, and it's got the vision of retaining them in the hospitality sector. Because we don't want them to be distracted and go and look for other jobs in other sectors. They committed to the sector initially, so let's really keep that commitment alive and there. So that's another initiative. I mean, I could go on, Kathy. I mean, I'm really excited about the future.
I mean, we're always happy to support you at caterer.com as well with your initiatives. So anything that we can do, and we're discussing that, aren't we, to support with the exchange program around our hub. But you've mentioned, obviously, you mentioned hygiene there. You've mentioned the future brand of the sector there. You've mentioned entry-level talent. You've also mentioned how we redeploy people or keep them engaged in the sector in the interim. So many key challenges there, and there's many more we could discuss. But what do you see as the key focuses now for the sector right now, at this stage in the pandemic?
Sorry, go for it.
No, go, Jo.
No, I was just thinking there's so many things to do at the moment, and there's so many challenges to focus on that it's nice to be able to focus sometimes on the future and talk about Skills London, but there's so many things happening in the moment. I'll let you talk about it, Adele, and then I can pitch in.
Okay. So it's the new norm, really, isn't it? I think what the new norm will look like, and whatever that is, the social distancing impact and the clinical cleanliness aspect of it as well. The new cleaning schedules have to be intensified within the hospitality sector, and customers will want to see you cleaning your business, and especially those touch points. And we've got to build consumer confidence so as that they want to keep coming back. Another important part, I suppose, would be a key focus will be apprenticeships. So they will be at the forefront of recruitment strategies and also retraining your teams. This word I keep hearing from our superheroes, they're multi-skilled. So how your accountant needs to be able to go and help with a wedding function, for example. So we're going to be looking at that type of new norm, really, and I think that needs to be a key focus. Anything from you, Jo? What's your thinking?
I think it's that building of that confidence. We talked a lot on during our hospitality superhero mentoring sessions, and I think that was one of the things that you know, if anything made a difference to the apprentices, in addition to the online calendar and, you know, the additional information, advice and guidance that the learning and development managers were giving, was, you know, hearing Sally Beck say, you know, you need to go and ask for help when you need it, or you need to work with other people, or hearing Harry Murray talk about the, you know, the business of happiness and the fact that it will come back, or, you know, talking to Michael Gray, who you know, writes amazing poetry about hospitality and reminds you that, you know, it will be okay. I think that is the key focus. It's building the confidence of people to come back and to go back into their roles and to own them, and reminding them that this is the time to build your careers. This is the time to show the leadership. This is the, you know, for the lack of better way of explaining it, this is our wartime, you know, and it's in the wartime that you actually get your stripes. It's not in the peace times. So this is the time for all of the leaders in hospitality, you know, whether they come in as entry-level talent, to actually go, I can do this, and this is what I'm going to focus on. But it's also up to us as people who collaborate with hospitality, and it's up to general managers, up to learning and development managers to go and provide tools for people to do this, because it's not going to be easy. We talk about fitness for work, you know, and returning. And I remember Teresa from Strand Palace talking about, you know, having 30 people return slowly, and that first day and that dread, and then actually working them back into it. And we need to be there to support. So my absolute focus is providing tools for people to come back and to build that confidence, and to remind them that, you know, you might not be building the career that you wanted, but you might be building something that will be more valuable down the line.
Mm.
Always. Sorry.
Go on,
so the collaboration is really coming through on a lot of things and initiatives we've been involved with, and it's really exciting to see competitors working together to come out of this for the good of the sector. And that has been so exciting to us at Umbrella, is that when we've knocked on the door of a business partner and said, you know, would you like to be involved? It's instantly a yes. It's instantly, yeah, whatever you need. And certainly with the UKHA initiative, the collaboration from those housekeepers has been so impressive. And each of those housekeepers are a credit to their businesses. They really are. It's been really, you know, mind-boggling, really. Well, not mind-boggling, that's the wrong thing to say. Impressive. It's been impressive, and we're really proud to be from the hospitality sector, but we're really proud to be able to bring these initiatives that bring people together as well.
Absolutely, and then always so positive. You are, anyone you speak to at Umbrella, always so positive, always future thinking. So, I mean, we've probably touched on some of these, but Jo, what are the main positives that you have actually gained from the experience we've had over the last couple of months?
Understanding the importance of being agile and flexible, because, you know, we make decisions at Umbrella Training very quickly and we implement it quickly, but this has taken us to another level, and not being afraid to do that, but also being measured in doing that, which was really difficult. So that's personal, I think, organizational learning for us, not being afraid to actually change, and to understand that, you know, this pandemic has been, there's been a magic in actually allowing change to happen in a really difficult times that we wouldn't have had if it was all like before. Because, you know, I was always an advocate that if you have them in the training room, there's nothing better than that. And actually, some of the online training sessions that I've done, some of the one-to-one coaching that I've seen by the learning and development managers has been second to none. And it has worked as well. So I think that's a big learning, not to be afraid to change. The collaboration and collaborating even with the competitors has made a lot of difference, and we have done that ourselves as an organization, but also encouraged that through you know, several aspects of the projects that we had, and that was a big learning for us. I think the mentoring aspect, you know, if someone told me that we'll have a mentoring session online with a panel of mentors where there's 10 of them, Yeah, and then we managed to facilitate that and still have the audience buzzing through questions in the chat box and Q&A and actually saying this is the best mentoring I've ever had. I would have gone, no, that's not mentoring 6 months ago. Now I'm like, why have we never done this before? And I think that was that element of, we're talking about micro-learning, we're talking about e-learning. Each one of our business partners have had e-learning tool that they have sat on for years and not used it to its full capacity. This has just regenerated that opportunity for just being a little bit more creative, because you have no option but to be creative. And that's the positives of this, that you know, we are more agile, not we as Umbrella Training. Hospitality industry will come out as more agile, flexible, with multi-skilled workers, and that's what's going to make a difference.
Absolutely. I think we've all felt that in our own businesses, and challenge is a great catalyst for change, isn't it? Let's keep that up,
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
Okay, so looking ahead then, Jo, because, you know, we don't know how much longer, you know, the future is all guesswork pretty much at the moment, isn't it, with a few bits of insight. So what are the next big steps, do you think, for the sector? What will you be focusing on?
I think the next big step for us in engaging with the sector is to call for unity. And when I say call for unity, I'm talking about continuing to work in this manner until we are ready to sort of let go and go, yeah, it's okay now to compete on your average daily rate. It's time to be focusing on lobbying for the same things and pulling in the right direction. And you know, for me, that is focus on the career development. You know, we talked about supply and demand, and there is there will be a lot of supply of labor, you know, and it's horrible when you say supply of labor. So let me rephrase that. There will be a lot of hospitality people, including apprentices, that are going to lose their jobs. That's what it bottles down to. So I'm not going to put it in technical, economical terms, because it's horrible, because we forget that these are the people. Now, fast forward 18 months down the line, we're going to be in a position where we're going to be talking about the same nonsense we were talking about before all of this hit us, which is, you know, why do people can't see that this is an amazing to be in? It's time to focus on career development of people that you can keep, and to be as strong in that boardroom to keep the right people. Yeah, it's time to focus on strategic development of your people with the limited resources. So get your creative hats on, use your levy, it's there. Apprenticeships can be extremely agile. And if they're not, we'll make them, because we can lobby for better apprenticeship standards, and we will lobby for what the industry needs. And you know, for me, it's you know, do not let your apprentices down. They should be people that you think almost first of, because at some point you have pinpointed that these are the talent that you actually want to develop. And if that's the case, why would you actually lose that opportunity? You have already invested in them. So you need to think, how do you keep on doing that moving forward? And I think that should be our focus, as well as just keeping that positivity and you know, reminding people that even if they come out of the sector, they come out into other sectors that are transferable, so we can bring them back.
Right. So apprenticeships and training as a tool for retention and a tool for business success, in other words, rather than something that you think
Absolutely.
of as needed in a skills shortage, which isn't going to be the territory we're into. Okay, let's close then,
and in the
Adele.
short run, Kathy, just a second, sorry. In the short run, I just want to say, I think it's really important that we focus on clarity and providing clarity. So, you know, when the guidance comes out of the government, that is super vague and leaves a lot to be desired in the terms of detail, but it's clear that this is, you know, COVID-19 secured guidelines, and this is how we would be opening the hotels. It's about providing, you know, your teams with clarity of communication as to what is expected of them, and how to come back and how to provide that amazing service to themselves and to the guest, and how to look after themselves. And I think that's going to be the key in the short term, in the next 4 weeks for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so Adele, can we finish up with you then, with a few words on how, if people are interested in what you're doing, if they want to talk to you about any aspect of it, how can they best get in touch with you and get involved?
Well, with the UKHA initiative, this is a housekeeping COVID secure toolkit. That's going to be launched on the 22nd of June, so keep an eye out on the social media for that. And then also for the ongoing webinars. It's also going to be on the UKHA website and on the Umbrella Training website. Obviously, to get in contact with us, we're talking our website and our social media platforms. You know, so the kind of normal routes. But I do want to say we have a brand new shiny website coming up on the 1st of July, which is going to be an all singing, dancing, interactive new type of website, so quite unique in how it works. So obviously keep an eye out for that, but most certainly for now, keep an eye out for our website, and that's umbrellatraining.co.uk. So yeah, that's it really on how to contact us. All our business partners know Sam and Dan, so they're quite famous in the hospitality world. And so is this lovely lady to my left, which is left on my screen. So yeah, so we've got lots of avenues basically to be contacted on.
Yeah, you're a very
But also
approachable
feel
bunch.
free to. Oh. We are. That's what I was going to say. You know, it's not just about, you know, how do you contact us about, you know, engaging with apprenticeships, but if, you know, if you have an initiative that you want to push through and you feel that it's the right thing for hospitality, or, you know, you have a question, or you need support, and you're thinking, where do I find it? You know, all of us are on LinkedIn. All of us are really keen to support, you know, without actually turning this into a commercial relationship, because this is the time now to be part of a community. We can't go out and volunteer. You know, we do hospitality action quizzes and we love those, but what we can do is we can support hospitality with, you know, research, knowledge, and you know, whatever hospitality needs, and that's our, you know, our little bit extra to feel like we're really contributing during this pandemic.
Well, Adele, Jo, it's been fantastic to catch up with you today. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, and I'll speak to you soon.
Thank you.
Speak to you soon. Bye.